Hello and welcome back to this lecture of power system stability. Today we are going to discuss a two machine system with losses. So, as we know that the theory of steady state stability of circuits with resistances is complicated because of the following facts. First, as it is always very true that the maximum power at the sending end always exceeds the maximum power at the receiving end, and also occurs a different angular separation of the two machine systems. Secondly, the maximum stable angle also depends upon the relative inertia of the machines, which is set by the governor action. So to explain these two facts, let us consider a power angle curve of the two machines, including the reactances of the machines, and which can be reduced to an equivalent pi network connecting the two internal points of the machine at a neutral point. The following notations are to be used. Here, we are going to consider the positive resistance and inductive reactance of the system with theta 1 2, which is less than 90 degree, and the maximum sent power will be occurring at a value of del which will be greater than 90 degree. Also, the maximum received power will be at a value of del which is less than 90 degree. So, 2 points taken to be consideration here are that maximum sent power will always occur at del greater than 90 degree, and maximum received power will occur at a value of del less than 90 degree. These 2 points are to be taken into consideration. I will just zoom it a little bit so that you can understand it more clearly. So as you can see here, this is a power angle curve with this axis being the power and the x-axis being the del. That is our angle. So it is clearly visible that we have two graphs of the two machines, machine 1 and this is machine 2. Machine 1 is on the generator side, machine 2 at the motor and load side. These two systems are connected with an equivalent resistance and reactance, that is R plus jx. Machine 1 is injecting power into the system, that is P1, whereas machine 2 is receiving the power, which is power P2. And as we have already discussed that here the theta 1 2 will always be less than 90 degree. Also, the maximum sent power will occur at a value of, the maximum sent power will always occur means maximum sent power means P1 will always occur at del greater than 90 degree. Whereas the power at P2 end, that is the received power, will always occur at del less than 90 degree. To clear this fact, you can also see that the graph of P1, this is the graph of P1 and this being the graph of P2, if we see the maximum point of occurring, then this del M1 occurs always beyond 90 degree, whereas del M2 is occurring at a value which is less than 90 degree. To understand it more clearly, if I zoom it a little bit, you can more clearly see that the value of del M1 is higher than 90 degree and the value of del M2 is lower than 90 degree. So we have the power angle curve here, this for machine 1 and this one for machine 2. This is P1, this is P2. The equation of the power is given by this central curve, which is represented by the equation I square R is equal to P1 plus P2. So this is the power angle curve for your particular positive reactance system. Now coming to the another possibility where the impedance is considered to be having a negative resistance. This can occur if this resistance is a shunt resistance, which will be shown in the next diagram, and this circuit will be a T circuit which is converted to a pi. Then the RK impedance, that is your Jx, will be equal to Jx into Jx upon R given by this equation, and this negative sign occurs due to the square of J. So that is why we get here minus 1 minus sign, which makes it a negative resistance system. So we can say that the real part is negative with a negative resistance and inductive reactance, and here theta 1 2 lies between 90 and 180 degree consequently. So the maximum sent power will occur at del less than 90 degree. Opposite to the prior case, it is now del less than 90 degree, and received power will also get del greater than 90 degree. This is the exactly opposite case of the previous case. So here you can see by the diagram itself that it has been divided into two reactances JX and a R is connected in shunt to it. So this making it a negative resistance type of system, and in such kind of system for machine 1 the power P1 will occur at del less than 90 degree, whereas P2 will occur at del greater than 90 degree. Let us see whether it is more resolved by this diagram. So here we can see it very clearly that P1 is in this curve, this is your P1, and here the maximum point which is occurring here, the maximum del M1 is less than 90 degree. Similarly, if you go for the case of P2, the angle curve of P2 is like this, and when I find out its maximum point, that is del M2, it is greater than 90 degree. So finally we can conclude that here in this case the shunt load is given by again the fact, this line, factual line, that is shunt load is equal to P1 plus P2. This is the total value which we are having, which concludes the fact that our del in this case will lie between 90 degree and 180 degree. So here we conclude the two sessions and the two facts of the power angle curves of the two machines which are connected by the positive resistance, as well as what happens when it is connected to the negative resistance system. So hope you have understood this lecture of the two machine with the losses, with the two type of loads with positive and negative resistance system. If you have any doubt, you can surely ask me and put it back to me in the comment box. I will surely take out time to answer it. Hoping that you study well further, we will end this session now, coming back with the next lecture on the same topic. Thank you.